of the most helpful tools in the study is the Compass Money Map. The map is the financial journey that Bev and I have been on for more than 35 years. When we started, we had some assets, but we were also on the hook for a ton of debt. But we had a dream, and that was to work toward what we called true financial freedom. We wanted to get completely out of debt, even to include our mortgage, and be in a position where we didn't need to earn a salary. We wanted to be able to live on our income from our savings, investments, and retirement. We wanted to be able to volunteer full-time without a salary to serve our church or a ministry. You know, as great as that sounded, it seemed totally unrealistic, and we had all kind of questions. Where should we start? What should we do next? How could we stay motivated? We realized we needed a plan with a series of small steps along the way, and we always needed to focus on accomplishing the next step. The map will help everyone regardless of your financial situation. And as you make progress, each destination will bring you greater financial stability and health. You know, the map answers two financial questions. Where am I, and what do I do next? So review the 7 destinations and check off the ones you've already accomplished. Now you know where you are. The next step is to focus on completing the first destination that you haven't finished. It's that simple. Now, let me shift gears and let's talk about the D word, debt. Proverbs 22:7 tells us the borrower is servant or slave to the lender. And I am completely convinced of this. The Lord wants you free of debt so you can serve Him rather than the lender. And the very best way to pay off your debt is to snowball them. Make the minimum payments on all your debts and then focus on paying off the one with the smallest balance first. After it's paid off, take what you were paying on it and use it to pay off the one with the second smallest balance. After it's paid off, take what you were paying on the first and second and apply it to the third smallest balance. That's the snowball in action. And I can tell you from experience, it is so exciting to see your debts go down. Now, Kyle, let's hear a little bit about what you and your wife Danielle did to become debt-free.
This is Kyle.
And this is Danielle.
And
this is our name tag.
Lifestyle changes that we made were hard for me in the sense of not being able to go shopping whenever I wanted to, or, sometimes feeling like you couldn't do something because of, we're trying to pay off our house. And, it's easy to remember the perspective, but at the same time, the little steps along the way were challenging. Like, I can't do that. But in the grand scheme of things, it's going to enable you to do so much more.
It was the first time that I understood that God really did not want us to be in any type of debt. And He wanted us to serve Him only. And that debt was something that prevented us from fully understanding and fully embracing our relationship with Christ. And it really impacted it. And so we had very little debt coming into our marriage, but the debt that we did have, we paid off diligently. And it was a blessing to see how God provided for that and the freedom of just getting rid of it as a way of not only getting rid of our debt, but as a way of honoring the Lord.
Hi, we're the Allens. I'm Colleen.
I'm Doug, and this is our daughter, Mia. Learning about God's principle on debt and learning that you're a slave to debt was extremely, extremely helpful. And then I really began to realize, once we listed out all our debts, I realized, wow, we are a slave to that. And that was a real big motivating factor for us to be extremely disciplined and urgent and motivated to be free from all our debt.
I always hated debt, and so when we got married, he wanted to put our money towards investments, and I wanted to pay off the debt that we had incurred, mainly because I knew I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And so for me to feel comfortable laying the burden of our, monthly income on him, I didn't want to leave him with a huge burden. So getting out of debt was really important. And we're there. I mean, I get to stay home with my daughter, and so we get to see that. And that's been such a blessing. Huge.
Well, let's take a look at next week's practical exercises. You'll determine your future income to make sure you'll have enough income to meet your needs when you stop working. You'll figure out your Social Security income, any company retirement benefits, and all other income. The purpose of this is to help you plan for your future. Then you'll complete your current monthly spending plan and the spending plan should the breadwinner pass away. Now I've got to warn you, we've included tons of line items on this spending plan. You've never seen so many. And here's the reason. It's simply to help you so you won't miss some of your spending. Then you'll complete the life insurance worksheet, which is a great tool to help you to provide for your family. It's not intended to be precise, but gives you an idea of your life insurance needs. Talk to an expert to determine your needs more accurately.
Isn't that great? You know, Proverbs 21:20 encourages us to save. It says the wise man saves for the future, but the foolish man spends whatever he gets. Unfortunately, so many people aren't savers. Their piggy bank looks like this. Well, the Lord also tells us it's so important to balance our saving with giving. Jesus said, where your treasure is, there will be your heart also. Now listen to me. If we only pile up our savings, they're going to pull on our hearts like gravity, and our affections will be drawn toward them and away from Christ. So you got to give as well as save. And just to remind you, some of these practical exercises often require a lot of time to finish and for couples to be able to communicate well with each other. So it may be better for your group to meet every 2 weeks so everyone can be sure to complete the homework.